7 days a week, 365 days a year. No excuses, just free picks. Just a heads up, no graphics package today. My flight was delayed. I just got in. I should have let Chris know. He would have probably done them for me, but it's okay. We'll make it without. We'll put the picks in the tape underneath. We'll do timestamps, and none the worse for wear. You guys know who's playing at this point, man. So, a lot of stuff to talk about before we get into the picks. I know this is the part that some people like the most and some people hate the most, but I like it the most. So that's, I get to make some decisions here. So first off, Major League Baseball, we're at that time of the season, less than 20 games left to go. And something that I've talked about every single year that we've ever done this show, I don't know if we're going to have a 100-game winner this year. Like normally, so 62 losses. I always say the very best teams lose 60 times a year. I think we might have one. The Braves, I think, might be the only one that make it home this year with 100 wins. Sometimes there's only one. Sometimes there's two or three, but there's never more than that. So most people, they freak out when the favorites lose. But the reality of it is, no season has been more defined than this. Look at the Dodgers. They're at 87, I don't know if they're going to make it without Mookie Betts. Right? Maybe the Orioles make it home. I don't know.
Yeah, they got to go 500 the rest of the way to.
Right. Right.
So I think they could.
They could. So, but it's going to be barely. It's still going to be 60 losses. It's going to be barely.
Going to be.
There's no 100. There's no 120 win team here. That doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. But
it's going to be like 99, 100, or 101. It's not going to be anything crazy above the number, but I think the Orioles could do it.
So expecting the the favorites to win every time. This is where it's living proof, and and the thing is, it's not just this isn't baseball is so screwed up this year. It's always like this. It's always like this. So anyways, before the show, Jay and I, were talking with Chris and Jay talking about how my team won and this team won, and I'd say I don't care about September wins. I do not care about September wins. So we're in just a different boat here. I know Jay has excitement, but to me, it's like I thought my Hurricanes looked great. I think my Dolphins, in a game that very few people picked them to win, won outright. A lot to be happy about, but I'm far from counting championships and feeling it and thinking that it means anything more than a win in September. Chris, you think that these games had any kind of significance at all this weekend? Obviously, the college football schedule this weekend, as good as it was this past weekend, it is just as terrible this weekend coming up. It is about as sorry as it gets. But sometimes these are the ones, sometimes these are the ones that shift everything. You look past some of these games, but I understand you got to win these games to make those other games more meaningful, but it's rarely the story you're talking about at the beginning of the year being the one that you're talking about at the end of the year.
Yeah, and we were kind of talking about it before the show. I kind of said it sort of tongue in cheek, like you can start 1-0, but can also go, that could still be the building block for 1-16. So it is a win. It's a nice way to start the year, but again, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and can revel in it for a day or two. But again, just got to get back. They got to get back to work today, going forward, and looking into week 2. Same thing for college. You have teams that could easily start 2-0, and then we've seen it before. They start 2-0, and then all of a sudden you hit a skid where you lose 3 or 4, and all of a sudden you're back to 500, and then you're fighting for a bowl game. So it's 1 week. I think that's just how it has to be taken. Like I said, there could be some optimism, and our team looks great here and there, but again, it's still a 17, 18 week.
I don't look at college football rankings. I don't look at them. I look at when they start doing the votes. For the votes, just to see who they see is in the playoff. Do you know that I say this all the time? Do you know that they don't start the championship playoff rankings until late October. How many times has has all 4 teams from the first playoff ranking made it to the playoffs?
I don't think it's happened.
It's never
It is.
happened. It's never happened. This just goes to show you how meaningless the rankings are today. They're even less meaningful than that. So, I just think you take it for what it's worth. I thought that a lot of the same teams that we saw look good in week 1 look good in week 2. Obviously, the Texas win over Alabama. I think it makes a statement for both programs. But hey, far be it from me to give Steve Sarkisian, 10 wins just another 10 wins automatically, because that ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Jay, I know you're a little more excited about the early season than the rest of us get. You haven't had your heart dragged onto the field and tap danced on enough times, even though you are a Cowboys fan. So, I just don't set myself up for it. I was excited with how my Canes played more than anything else. I really don't care about the NFL all that much. It's just a money-making thing. I was 4-1 on my circuit plays, on my card. I only lost the Commanders. And the crazy thing was, I bet against all the rookie quarterbacks, and the one that I picked lost also. It's like, damn it. Bet against all those rookie quarterbacks. Oh, man. Who's worse, Chris? Stroud or Bryce Young? Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I think Bryce Young, personally.
Mac Jones is worse than both, but I really don't know. And, I think Stroud was worse. I'm telling you, I was watching the sports book in the win with Big Al, and I heard more Stroud sucks, comments than anything else. Bust, early. Jay, well, what do you think about all this?
Y'all give me a lot of heck for Team We, man, but Team We was real profitable this weekend. Colorado, dominating dub. You know what I mean?
Jay, they played a team that hasn't had a winning season in 20 years.
Hold on.
20 years, man.
Let me get through
20.
it. Dominating dub from Colorado. 36 points on a defense. Many thought it would be a close game.
No one thought Nebraska was good. They only thought that there was value in the line because Colorado's overrated. That's the only thing that they saw.
Everybody I know had Nebraska.
But only because of the value in the line, Jay. Only because of the value in the line. Nobody thinks Nebraska's good. No one's going to come out and say Nebraska's a good team. Nobody. No one's going to say that. Nobody. Chris, did you hear anybody say Nebraska's a good team?
I hear a lot of disrespect for the Colorado Buffaloes is what I hear, and
it's not disrespect. It's prove it. It's called prove it.
It's disrespect. I have to question all the eye test on these football games. I have to question it. Are you watching the football games, or are you just?
They're not playing anybody.
Hey. It is what it is. Now, on to the next one, man. I told you guys that them Texas Longhorns were going into Alabama. Team We. And Texas.
I picked Nebraska because there was value in the line. Exactly what I just said. This guy says, why did you pick Nebraska? Because there was value in the line, because Colorado is so overrated. So overrated, man.
Far from it, but it's cool.
We'll see it. Well, how about this, Jay? Let's bet $10,000 straight up on the USC game. We'll see how freaking overrated they are then. I'll bet you. And you know what? I'll let you go double or nothing. I'll go double or nothing on the Oregon game, or whichever one's first. I'll go 10,000, and then I'll give you a chance to double it up because they're so underrated. We're gonna see. Let's do it. Either yes or no. Either yes or no. If they're so great and so everything, then it's a yes. If not, then you gotta put a cork in it until they do it.
Hey. Then Texas goes into Alabama, Tuscaloosa. I told y'all this is one of the best Texas teams that we have seen in.
Oh God! In what the 2 years you've been following college football? I mean, come on.
Also, one of the worst Alabama teams I've seen. I don't think the talent is all at Alabama like it has been in years past.
The talent's there. It's just young. It's just young. They have the number one recruiting class in the country. The talent is there. It's just young.
That's your assessment. And then on to the NFL, man. I don't see in no way, form, or fashion how anybody thought that the damn New York Football Giants were going to do anything but what the hell they did last night. There was no indication that Daniel Jones, Brian Daboll, and them were going to do anything against this Dallas Cowboys team. I read y'all the last 10 times Dak Prescott has played has played Daniel Jones in that team. That team is terrible. Daniel Jones now 1-11 on nighttime football games, man. Y'all better watch out for them Dallas Cowboys. And I know a lot of times y'all think all of this is coming from a place of fandom, and part of it is, but a lot of it is coming from a place of fact as well. And the moment that y'all start to realize that, we'll be in a better place. Now, I got it out my system. Now let's talk some baseball and some NFL today.
All right, hold on. I'm going to say this. I don't know what we could talk about an eye test through 2 games.
Yeah,
I think this is will Colorado just has to earn the respect. I get it. They've looked good through 2 games. I'm not saying they haven't. I'm saying people want to crown their ass and say that they're the national champions. They're going to be the Pac-12 champions through 2 games. I get it. A change of culture. This is a completely different team.
I get it too. I completely different team, head in the right direction, all those things. But to call them one of the top teams in the country, you got to be freaking kidding me.
They are.
They look like a JV team compared to the other games. It looked like a JV game compared to all the other teams. It did.
Fair enough.
It looked like JV, man. It looked like JV. Compared to the Alabama-Texas game, compared to the Miami-Texas A&M game, compared to like all these other Washington State, Wisconsin, it looked like a JV game. It did.
And I disagree. I completely disagree.
Yeah, because you're looking at it through, not objectively, because you're looking at it as a fan.
You're not. I'm 2-0 in these games. In the Colorado, you guys are 0-2. Or Chris, you had Colorado.
Yeah, well, you want to go through all the rest of the games, Jay? You want to go through the rest of them? We want to go over the 8-0 I went against you. I could pick out 8 other ones that I went 8-0 against you.
I want to continue to go in the ones that you want to have these long arguments about. That's the one I want to attack. And when you come to Team Colorado, then we'll be turned. Then we'll be good. But until you stop disrespecting them, then
it's not disrespecting them. It's not putting them above where they are. I'm giving them credit for moving the program forward, getting 2 wins. That's it. It's 2 wins in September, man, against mediocre competition.
30, that Nebraska was going to beat them straight up in Colorado. That is disrespect. You did not watch Nebraska play Minnesota and legitimately think that was possible. You did not.
You picked the freaking Patriots against the Eagles, man. You want to talk about disrespect? They went to the freaking Super Bowl last year, and this team didn't even make the playoffs. You picked them to beat them outright. You want to talk about disrespect, man? Oh, my God. So did you disrespect that team because you picked the other team? It's it's a different, right? Now it's different. It's different, right?
I thought the Patriots could keep the game competitive, and which they did. They lost by 5. The line was 4. Colorado blew Nebraska out the water. Those are 2 totally different things. 2 totally different things. The Patriots had the ball twice at the end of the game. Could have kicked the field goal and covered in either one of those possessions.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, man. They got a quarterback that can't throw the ball 6 yards. They got a quarterback that can't throw the ball 6 yards. Can't throw the ball 6 yards. He can't. He underthrew.
The thing that I'm not going to do,
third and 10, he couldn't get the ball to the receiver. It hit the ground.
Because I lost betting against the Eagles, I'm not going to turn around and hate on them and talk crazy.
How about the 49ers? Did you disrespect them?
I give the Eagles the credit. I say Eagles are a legitimate Super Bowl team. I could easily see them getting back there. I think the 3 best teams in the NFC are Dallas, San Francisco, and the Eagles. That is legitimate respect. You don't give Colorado no respect.
No, zero.
And that's fine. And you're going to continue to lose money betting against them. And we'll see when the time comes.
Not much. My big bet was Miami. My big bets, Jay. No, you know nothing, man. My big bets, everybody knows this. The picks I gave out at the website, Miami money line was my best bet of the week, and my second best bet of the week, like betting against your Wisconsin pick, taking Washington State on the money line at plus 170. Both of them picking against you.
That's fine.
So you want to talk about disrespect? Everyone's saying I'm 0-2 or whatever. It's like, no, I'm not. Mine were both money line dog winners outright.
My play of the day.
That's called 4-0 is what that is.
They covered. I'm 7-1 in college football on the play of the day, the sport that I know nothing about, quote unquote. But it's okay. I'm gonna continue to show y'all.
It's September, Jay. September. September. You want to look at where you started and finished in the other. You want to look at where you.
Hop on with me over at Pit Dogs Premium, man, and let's continue to do it.
All right. Well, that's fine. We'll see where you are at the end of the season, and that's really all that matters. You know, it's just like baseball. I was down 3,000 units at the beginning of baseball. Who's on the board now? Who's on the board now?
I'm getting my ass kicked.
That's right, because you stick with your same team, the Rangers. The Rangers knocked you out of the leaderboards.
It wasn't just them. It was a couple more.
It was the Rangers. Primarily. It was a lot of Rangers.
For the series, we can talk about that in a minute, though. But
a lot of Rangers.
Man, it's Monday. It's Money Man Monday. I'm fired up, man. My boys smashed the Giants last night, and I'm happy on to a good week.
All right. Listen, I enjoy the banter and debate. I do. So, me and Jay, it's nothing personal at all. Believe me, it's like we'll be battling it like this for a while. And believe me, when Colorado takes their lumps, I'm gonna be jumping on the jugular. So, yeah. See, the thing is, I'm pretty happy about my Miami wins. I thought we were way better than Colorado. And the thing is that I know that it's like. If I know that we have Florida State on the schedule and that we have them every year, and that's our only game that we really care about, if we could go 11-1 and lose to Florida State, and for us it's a losing season. We could go 1-11 and our one win be against Florida State, and it's a winning season. And that's the only game on our schedule that really matters. We want to win them all. We want to win a championship. We want to do those things. But really, that's the only game that matters. And it's like until we beat them. Anything we do outside of that doesn't matter. And it's like the same thing with Colorado. Anything you do outside of the Pac-12 at this point, it really doesn't matter because it's not going to affect things. But anyways,
quickly. The comments getting crazy. Like I'm just totally trashing baseball. For the year, I'm 178 and 174. So I ain't just terrible. Don't do that. No. I just said that to get under his skin because the Rangers have been sucking. No, Jace has a winning. He has a winning record in baseball. I just say he's 178, 174, but the 74 losses are all the Rangers. 68 of the 74 losses. How many losses do the Rangers have, Chris? You know what? That's kind of funny. Let's see how many.
Because if you take out the 68, that's like me. If you took out college basketball from this year, I'm number 1 on the leaderboard by a mile.
Yeah.
Anyways, man.
Jay's got 64 losses on the Rangers this season.
Anyways, the thing that makes our show a little bit different than some of the other shows out there is we let you get to know us as people, and we banter and we do all these debates and do all this other stuff. And I think you guys should learn and know by now not to take it all too personally. We certainly don't, so it's like you guys shouldn't either, man. And so it just stops where it is. At the end of the day, we're just a bunch of people trying to win some money. But if we can debate sports like we do in the sports bar or in the barber shop or wherever the hell we go, I'm all fine with it. But I'll tell you, I used to debate sports with some people, when I worked in New York, and I say this all the time, and I used to work in the World Trade Center in New York. So I haven't been an 80-year-old fart forever. Here's my badge.
That's crazy.
Right? So I haven't been an old fart my whole life, and here's my other badge. I wasn't always uncool forever. See, I was cool. Can you see it? Right? I was cool, and here, look.
That's cool.
Right? So I worked in the World Trade Center, and I was in the building when it was bombed during the first bomb attack, and I never went back to work because I knew they would come back for us. And a lot of my friends did go back because they had to. They had families. I was young, and I knew I had a whole life ahead of me. These people all had families and kids and all kinds of other stuff going on in their life, and they needed the job, and they went back to work. And I know these guys because I know what we were doing when the bomb went off. When the bomb went off, it was a Friday afternoon, and we were just sitting around. It was like 11 o'clock, like right before lunch. We're all just hanging out, talking, and like what's going on this weekend. All of a sudden, whoa, never saw it coming. And I know that those planes hit that building, early in the morning on September 11th. And I know that my friends were just sitting around doing exactly what Jay and I were doing, at that time when those planes hit, and they never saw it coming. And, I lost those guys, and, I never, ever forget, and it's like, I think we just always have to remember it's getting further away from when it happened, but it's like my friends that I lost that day, I never forget you guys. And it's like, these are my guys, just like the same guys that I talk football with. You guys, these are the guys that that get me so spirited into the Jets and Giants. I mean, they would have been tortured by last night's, performance. But I miss you guys. I think about you guys all the time. I'll never forget. And none of us ever should. So, September 11th, it's like I said, it's gotten further away, but we do not forget, man. So, anyways, let's talk some sports. Oh, tough one. Anyways, we got football. We got the Jets and the Bills at the Meadowlands. Once again, man, I expect to see some September 11th stuff going on for this one, and it's probably going to be very, very emotional, but the end of the day, they kicked the ball off, and So I worked in Tower 2 on the 78th floor. We had the 78th floor to the 110th floor in Tower 2. It's where our thing was. Our cafeteria, like where the people would have been, a lot of people would have been at that time getting coffee, getting a bagel, getting an egg sandwich or whatever, was like on the 85th floor. So it's like, it was right there. And, I know very few people that made it out. But anyways, back to this. We got the Bills and the Jets, and, the Bills are being kind of dismissed this season. Not necessarily this game. They're obviously favored. But they've been somewhat dismissed here, Chris. This has been the team to beat in the AFC for the last several seasons. They lose Tremaine Edmonds at linebacker, but they add. They might have ended up better, but Milano kind of had that chemistry with him, so it was kind of What do you think of this Bills thing? The Cook brothers facing off, Dalvin and James.
Yeah. I think once we get Von Miller back in Buffalo, I think it's just going to be like just sort of next man up. It's going to just fill that void. But I'm excited to see the Buffalo secondary finally healthy. I mean, this is a team that just they could never get Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, on the field at the same time last year, Jordan Poyer, and now the secondary looks fully healthy, and that's why I'm looking at the Bills here. I watched the whole Aaron Rodgers in his lone preseason action. It was a lot of short passes, but there were still a couple of plays where he just didn't look like he was connecting with his receivers. There was a lot of that coming out in the preseason, with that the timing was off, and that it was, he just, as good as he is, it's still going to take some time. And I think it is going to take a couple weeks for this Jets offense to really click. The Bills, I think it's just going to be business as usual. This was a Bills team that held the Jets to 16 points per game last year. But again, there's a massive step up at quarterback, but I think the Bills can get it done here. I might just look at the Bills on the money line rather than lay the 2 points here, just in case it ends up getting funky and ends up becoming like a 17-16 or 21-20 kind of game, 24, whatever. But I still think the value here is with the Bills, so I'm going to take the Bills money line.
Jake?
I'm taking the Jets money line at the crib.
It's the scene of the crime last night. All the home teams lost this weekend. Not all, but almost all. The Ravens won, and there's a couple other home ones, but very, very few, right?
Road Dogs were like 8-2. It was kind of crazy this week. But I'm taking the Jets. This is a Jets team that I think last year was a really solid football team all around, and what really held them back was their quarterback play. And now they have a legitimate Hall of Famer, a few years removed from back-to-back MVPs, in one of the best offenses I think he's ever been in. I think they will be able to run the football with the two-headed monster in Brees Hall and Dalvin Cook. I like his weapons on the outside. We know who's out there. And I think defensively is where the Jets are really underrated. And I think they can slow down Josh Allen and crew today. I think Josh Allen is going to be typical Josh Allen. He's going to have a few wild plays where, like, man, this guy's really athletic. Then he's going to have a few plays where you just scratch your head. And he's going to throw a pick maybe that cost him late, as I think how this game plays out. I'm not fading the Jets with Aaron Rodgers playing his first game on September 11th in New York, man. I can't do it. I know it's extra stuff, but I really think the Jets are just as good of a football team. I got the Jets winning this division, and I got the Bills finishing third behind the Dolphins. So it's my story. I'm sticking to it. Give me the Jets tonight, money line.
I agree with Jay that this is the best tools that Aaron Rodgers has had to work with as far as skill position players.
True.
As far as the offense. But this is the worst offensive line he's ever had. And I think that he is going to be running because that Greg Rousseau, he played it for us in Miami, so I know who he is, man. He is him. I said that, on the NFL shows, that I felt the two Miami guys, the guys that are, from obviously I'm familiar with them, Rousseau and Phillips, were going to become two of the elite pass rushers in the NFL this season. And Phillips, I mean, he was in Herbert's grill all day yesterday. In fact, he was the guy who planted him on that fourth down play as well. But I think that, Aaron Rodgers is going to be doing a lot of running for his life. And generally when he does that, it's usually a lot of sacks in the first half and captain comeback in the second half. So I think I'm going to take the Bills first half in this one.
So you think they'll make some money at halftime betting Rodgers on the comeback?
I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it exactly looks. But remember that game in Seattle, the game where they had to bring the refs out from being on strike and finally had to pay him the Russell Wilson. Remember the catch, that crazy game. Aaron Rodgers was sacked 11 times in the first half of that game. 11 times. And so it's not like Rodgers doesn't get sacked a ton. He does. He always tries to hold on a little bit longer and create plays, see if his guys can get open. He has guys that can get open, so that's why I said I think there's going to be a good amount of points. I know the weather is going to be a problem like last night, but usually bad weather favors the offense. Unless it's wind. But bad weather usually favors the offense, not the defense. So I like the Bills. I'll take them first half. A little bit of Ruffolo-ish on the pick there. Sorry, but that's the way it's going to be. A little Ruffolo-ish. Ruffolo-ish. New
betting term.
Yeah. Yeah, we do the show now with the sauce. We do the NFL and the college football, and those are going to be on our channel as well. And I think Chris is going to be on the college football as well too on some weeks. And we're going to switch in and out. But those guys pass all the time. It's like they don't even call it a Ruffalo. They do it so often. It's like we always
surprised when they make the actual pick.
Jay started passing in there, but it's like I always make a pick, man. I can always make a pick. It doesn't have to be.
Too, but it doesn't mean I love it. So
they're more like you have to love it, for it to be.
Yeah. So, a little Ruffalo.
Those are two words that are never mentioned in the same sentence.
A little Ruffalo. That's funny. Chris's damn Patriots let me down yesterday. That was sad.
We got a 15-game Major League Baseball card today on a Monday. You never have this. Never. Except for today. Thursday's actually even got a decent card. We got it. And actually, they go back to college football on Thursday, too. So,
Miami on. They got Bethune Thursday.
Oh, we got Canes do?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's going to be ugly. Yeah. It's like they always play. I think that like teams should play schools like that and FCS schools and all that other stuff, but I don't think it should count in your record. It's like if we don't beat Bethune, it's like come on.
Right.
Alabama always plays a team like that too. They always play.
Yeah.
Everybody plays one. Florida plays as many, and Ohio State plays as many as possible. Like, how many of these can we get? It's like, and they're all at Ohio State. Miami actually played at App State last year. Remember that? That was weird. It's like, never do that. Bethune. We got the Phillies and the Braves. Originally, it was Strider scheduled for the early game. Now it's looking like it's Morton, right?
Yeah, I see Morton.
So a little bit lighter odds.
Old man Charlie.
Old man Charlie. Jay, what do you think?
Y'all know where I'm at, man. I'm taking Taiwan, my guy, Walker, and the Phillies today in this one. Here's my argument, man. Walker, I know we haven't really seen second half Walker, and it's been paying dividends for my pockets as he's won 13 of his last 15. He's one of my guys for a reason. It's because we make money betting him. And I love the value with the Phillies at home here in this one. Old man Morton, we've seen him be lit up in a few spots, and I don't think it's impossible that the Phillies can get to him. So getting plus money with the Phillies lineup that can get to Morton, and with Taiwan, who's won 13 of his last 15, plus money, sign me up. Game 1.
I'm going to take the Braves. I just like fading the Phillies. I think the Braves are, they're just so much the better team. And I think they know that to get to the World Series, that probably one of the teams that they'll have to take out is the Phillies. So I expect them to not take their foot off the gas in this one. I think Taijuan Walker batting practice here. I'll take the Braves on the run line.
Second half Walker show up today?
Yeah, definitely. I'd like Braves run line in the over, really. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go the over here. I think you just got two lineups that are just really hitting the ball well right now. I know Taijuan Walker's been really good at home, and maybe the Phillies, later in the game can do enough off the Braves bullpen to maybe steal it for him and get at least a team win with Walker on the mound. But I think this one's a high-scoring game. I think this could actually be just a high-scoring doubleheader in general. So give me the over in Game 1, Braves, Phillies.
All right. Pirates against the Nationals. Those of you joining us late, no graphics today. I got in late. My flight was delayed. So it was a red eye to begin with, man, which makes it a double red eye. It's like, don't you ever wonder, like, when you're on those flights, it's like, how is the guy next to me drinking tequila? And you wake up and they're still drinking tequila. It's like, 5-hour flight. It's like, man, how is this guy not passed out?
Didn't think you saw me next to you on the flight.
It's like, I mean, I get it. It's like, we've all flown before. This is me, the Pirates against the Nationals. This is like, I think both these teams, like, the future is bright, but the present, I think, is a little bit brighter right now for the Pirates. I've been going on Corbin a lot this season. I mean, I haven't shied away from Patrick Corbin once, but who's going for the Pirates? Do we know?
Anybody?
I don't see anybody.
Nobody is pitching for the Pirates.
it's the pitching machine.
Yeah, they got the pitching machine out there today.
The goose. Yeah, like, they probably don't have the goose anymore, but they always had a pitching machine called the Goose, and it threw like 1,000,000 miles an hour. Let's see if I can get a starting pitcher. Well, I don't see any TBAs here, so let me see. Jackson. All right.
Andre Jackson.
Yeah, I like the over for sure. Here's my Ruffolo pick. I like the over in the Pirates Nationals. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, give me the Pirates here. Just getting back to fading Patrick Corbin. Can't keep the ball in the yard anymore. Andre Jackson actually been decent for strikeouts for the Pirates. He's been a decent option. So give me the Pittsburgh Pirates in this one.
Uh, I'll take that over too. These games between these two teams 6-3, 16-1, 7-2. The three games this year. And I could see the two starting options, getting letting some balls get out. And then I don't think the bullpens are gonna save the day either. So I'm gonna take the over in this one as well.
All right. Another one for the over. And we move on. Got the Orioles and the Cardinals. Chris, did you ever think I ever looked like this? I look like I'm 12, man.
That's a crazy little fro you had going on.
Yeah, man. I had a lot of hair, man.
That's what's up, man.
What do you got, Chris?
You're muted. We can't hear you.
God damn it! I said I always like to see the Mitch the old school Mitch pictures. Those always make me happy. It's like a Christmas present. It keeps on giving. Let's see here. Where were we? Just gotta find my place again. That makes me appreciate the graphics, and then I can kind of look back and see what game we're at. Orioles Cardinals.
Yeah, it's Orioles Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Orioles here. Business as usual. You've seen Dean Kramer on the mound with the Orioles. You kind of gotta look that way. I mean, I know Dakota Hudson's been decent for the Cards, but whenever you see Dakota Hudson pitching on the road lately, it's been an auto fade. He's given up 5 runs in back-to-back road starts. Dean Kramer, again, 21-7 team record this season. The Orioles just find ways to win with him on the mound, whether he pitches well or not. And I think they do it again here. So give me the Orioles in this one.
This might be the first series all year where I take the O's every game. It really might. Kramer, we know what's up with him, man. I've said all year I think this guy's due for some regression, and every time I guess he watches the show and says, "Oh yeah, watch this," and he just goes out there and gets another dub. And I think that's what they get tonight at home, man. We know how dominant this team has been, and I think they show up again today. And the price ain't even bad, just straight up money line. I don't want to chase a run line, even though they very well could win on that, but I don't even think the money line price is that bad. So just give me the O straight up money line in this one.
I'm gonna take the Orioles too. I'm pretty excited about tomorrow's game for the Orioles. So I don't know if I'll be able to sleep tonight, but I like.
What's tomorrow's game?
Tomorrow, John Means returns to the mound for the Orioles. Their number one starter. They've been playing without their number one starter all season.
Who's this Means? I don't know.
John Means threw a
Threw
a no-hitter last year. He's got like a 2.1 ERA. He's like, when they stunk, he was still good. He was still racking up wins, even when they were losing like 100 games. He was still racking up wins.
When this team was like 66-96 or whatever, Means
he had
like
the 66.
Yeah,
He had the 66 for the games he started.
He was like 12-9. He was like.
It's the opposite of Jay's baseball record. It's like the games that they won were the games he started.
Okay, because that's my biggest concern. As y'all know, that's what I've said about the O's all year. Is I just don't trust their starting rotation.
Well, because Kramer. Everyone's been pitching out of turn. Everyone's pitching out of turn.
Kramer being arguably the one. But if this guy's as good as y'all say he is, and he can do what Mitch,
let's look at his career numbers. Let's look at his numbers. I mean, yeah. You don't have to go by what we say.
And the O's might be lit.
John Means, 2022, he had a 3.38 ERA. He only pitched 2 games. 2021, he had a 3.62, 6-9 record, 2-4 in 2020, shortened season, 3.6, and he had a 13.5 in his first season. So the numbers aren't necessarily there, but believe me, he's their best pitcher by a long ways. He was one of those guys that you kind of could. He had rough patches at the beginning, but then he was really starting to find it.
I agree, JMNYC. I've come around. They're a solid team overall. Starting pitching was my biggest question, but they've overcome it all year. And if Means can come back and be their number one legitimately, they might have a chance to do what I don't think they're going to do and make it to the World Series.
If you're going to beat the Orioles in any game, you got to jump on them,
Yeah.
like the Red Sox did yesterday.
Fair enough. There's teams, too, that I just don't anoint, guys. Like, there's teams I hate on, too. It's not just Mitch. I've been a hater, too. I got a couple teams up there. Them O's, the Rays. Who else up there? Chris, you got any teams you just be hating on?
Baseball?
Any sport.
Yeah, just take your pick. I mean, just baseball. Cardinals, Angels, Padres.
For sure.
Yankees just because it's fun. NHL we'll get to eventually. NFL. Cowboys. I'm kidding.
Mitch,
Those Cowboys.
Mitch, what's yours? Ohio State, Florida, and what was the other one?
Oh, the teams I hate the most?
Yeah.
Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Florida. Hate their guts. All three of them. I hope they lose every game, and I hope just a lot of injuries and penalties.
Which is like, I hope they get explosive diarrhea.
Pretty much.
You don't wish harm on anyone, just in case of the shits.
It'd be like that sometimes, man.
Every time we play Ohio State, we got like 6 people at the game. It always seems like, no matter where it is, it always seems like we're even with them. Like in the last 20 years, we're 2-2, but they beat us in the national championship game. The game was freaking over. They called the teams back onto the field. I mean, that was like, we got jobbed, man, in that game. But we beat them, so originally, there used to be an 11-game college football schedule, and then 2 teams would meet in the kickoff classic every year. And one year it was Miami against Ohio State in the kickoff classic. And Miami was coming off some pretty bad seasons. They were up and coming. And we beat the crap out of Ohio State in that game. I mean, it was like we knew we were going to be national championship champions. Like, you go out and beat an Ohio State team by like 40. That's when you say, well, we got a good shot to be national champions in the near future. But it's like, it's one thing, to beat Nebraska. It's another thing to beat Ohio State on a neutral field.
Fair enough.
And the best part about it was, like, we had like we had like 500 people at the game, and the Ohio State fans were just woofing crap at us. We play a Big Ten schedule. This is a big game for you. I mean, we've got a trophy case full of freaking hardware. They're like, this is because we had been on probation and we're coming back. Like, this is a big game for you. We play a Big Ten schedule. They're all big games for us. It was like, before the half, like, how you take a knee or whatever, before the half. It's like, I guess we had taken a knee on the play before, and then the next play, Ken Dorsey actually took the snap. He threw it as far as he could down the field. Santana Moss ran under it for the touchdown, like 80 yards right before halftime. It was like, oh, man. We had like a serious team that year. That was like this Ed Reed, Santana Moss, Clinton Portis. It was like, got no chance, man. I think that might have been I think that was post Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor might have been on that team too.
Mitch and his Miami.
Well, the thing is, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've been relevant. So that's why I'm hesitant because we've been back a few times. When we beat Notre Dame by 40 a couple of years ago, oh, they're back. And then we played Clemson, they beat the crap out of us. So
you want to see some sustained success.
We have to beat Florida State. It's like, and Clemson. We got to beat them both.
Y'all are good this year, but Florida State, man, is off the chart.
Yeah, but the thing is that you have
to.
to.
I'm not going to call it now. I'm not going to call it.
No, but you have to understand the rivalry of Florida State Miami to really understand the game, because Florida State has had the better team than Miami many, many, many times. They've been the higher ranked team going into that game many, many, many times. And Miami just always seems to find a way, And it's like Florida State, wide right on game-winning field goals 4 times. Wide left once on game-winning field goals. The one year, Bobby Bowden thought they actually made it. He ran onto the field like, yeah. I was like, what? And he always said, they're going to put it on my tombstone. But he played Miami. It's like, that's what he's going to say. It's like, what happened to this team? He's like, I saw the Ibis.
Good to know.
Well, they're the most NFL players to ever be on rosters for a college football game, guys that went on to play in the NFL, was Miami, Florida State. That Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders game. That had the most guys that played in the NFL of any ever. Anyways, we'll talk about this. I think that game's in October usually, but it's tough without the slides, right? It's like, where were we? John Means. Oh, Phillies Braves game 2. I got no idea. I think we Ruffolo that game. We go Blue Jays Rangers. Jay, I think it's just in time for you.
Just in time. This is a gigantic series early, man. I'm telling you, this is much watched television. This is for right now the last part in that wild card. I understand why the Jays are pretty nice favorites here, and I will not come in here and tell you that Dane Dunning has been pitching well, because it has been atrocious. What I will tell you is I love the way that offense has looked here recently, and I think that Chris Bassett might be in trouble. I'm looking at an over, and I'm taking the plus money with the Rangers in this huge series. I still think the Rangers are the better team than the Blue Jays. Gone through a rough patch, but I think they're about to come out of it. I'm not sold on the reason why the Jays have been playing so well. I've been telling you the Jays would play well through that stretch. They didn't play anybody. They went through the most cupcake stretch of baseball that you could ever think of. Now they're coming out of it, and they got a gauntlet to close out their season, and I don't think they make it. I think the Rangers are going to surpass them and get in, and I'm taking the Rangers on the money line here in this one at home. I mean, here on the road at home.
I'm taking the Blue Jays. I'm just fading Jay. It's pretty much all I'm doing. I'm just here to have an argument. I mean, I'm really not sold on this Blue Jays team or Chris Bassett. The Jays are back in on the inside looking out. The Mariners have been the ones who have been flying under the radar here as the stink bomb. That's the reason the Jays are really back in. But yeah, I'm gonna take them here. The Jays haven't played their best baseball all season, but actually they're playing their best baseball that they've played all season now. So I'm gonna I'll take them. I thought that they needed to sweep. Remember a couple weeks ago I said they're gonna sweep this series against the Guardians. I think they got swept in that series. So I trust them 0. Chris, tiebreaker for your home team.
I'm gonna pull out a J. Well, you know where I am. Look, I'm gonna take the Blue Jays here for a couple reasons. Chris Bassett has pitched his far better baseball at home this season. If this game was in Texas, then I would say that maybe Chris Bassett is in trouble. The thing is, though, is that we talked about the easy stretch, and that the Jays have had the last couple weeks of opponents, and they would take 2 of 3. They finally swept the Royals over the weekend. This was supposed to be the starting point of that tough schedule. The way the Rangers have been playing,
Chill.
I would kind of say it's just a bit of a transition game. It's not as tough as it once looked. And
Game, oh, wow.
I'm sorry, but I mean, the Rangers they haven't. If this was the Rangers that was crushing the AL West all season, I would be a little bit nervous right now. But like Jay said, Dane Dunning hasn't been pitching well. You know, Chris Bassett, like I said, he pitches his best baseball at home by a mile, sub-3 ERA, and this is a massive series for both teams. You know, the Jays could use this to create some distance in the wild card race. The Rangers could use this to get back into the inside looking out. But I just think the Jays behind Bassett in game one. I think Bassett's the perfect guy to get the start here at home. So give me the Blue Jays here. I heard Kevin Kiermaier after the game yesterday, and he had the crowd fired up, talking about how they're gonna, you know, defend home field, and it just you can feel it kind of gave you a bit of a chill. So I like the Blue Jays here.
This is what's wrong with Canadian fans. Like, the Canadians are just as worse as us. This a transition game. Y'all are 2 games better than us. Y'all played the A's, the Royals,
Okay.
the Rockies,
Okay.
and now the transition game.
Okay. I didn't say okay.
Man,
It's a transition.
I wish Odor and them was out there so y'all get punched in the mouth again, man.
Okay, all right. Rather get punched in the face. What was that saying? I'd rather get punched in the face in May than get knocked out in October.
Fair. We finna do y'all in, man. We finna do y'all in. See, now the Blue Jays can't be we. It's y'all now. It's y'all.
For 3 games, it's not going to be we. It's going to be
3 games is y'all.
And then Jay's going to be like knocking on the door. Can I get back in? It's cold outside. I'm just saying, they're not what they once were when we were talking about this crazy schedule. Because when we were talking about the Jays and this tough schedule coming up, the Rangers were crushing teams. Like they were beating up on teams. But now 6-14 in their last 20, 3-7 in their last 10. They got their series win over Oakland. That's all well and good, but again, it's just it's I don't know, it's just a high pressure situation.
Chris, you want to see my favorite picture of Coach Prime? There it is, right there. It's one of those Florida State defensive backs chasing the playmaker down the sideline. You see that? that was what Bobby Bowden said was the best team he ever had. Michael Irvin, 26-25 at Doak.
You can't make me laugh like that. I guess it's still coughing. I have coughing fits when I start to laugh like that.
Fair enough. Me versus Chris for 3 days.
Stop picking on Chris. Stop picking on Jay. I'm gonna just sit here and I'll be Ruffolo in the Colorado discussion.
They just kick back, hands behind your head, and like
check my texts.
Are you two done yet?
Man, I'll tell you, it was like, you know, like Big Al, like watching the games with him. He's just like, you know, as easy going as he is on the shows. He's just not
he's not a sweater.
No,
I'm a sweater. I'm a game watcher sweater. Like
he's disgusted by poor play as much as the next guy. As bad as I am. I mean, Mac Jones. It's third and 10. He throws the ball 7 yards. It's like into the ground. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not the most fun guy to watch a game that I have money on because I'm a sweater.
Big Al tried to get that future in on Brock Purdy and MVP.
He looked good. That's another guy I've been hating on. So I'm dropping an episode today for my afternoon show, and we're gonna look back at yesterday, and that's one of the topics. Man.
You might as well Might as well wear your jersey for that one.
Looking at all the teams, we're looking at just not the Cowboys. Looking
It's
at
like, I'm getting my Dez jersey out of retirement for this one. I'm going with my vintage Emmitt Smith.
It's like I got the Cowboy Speedo going, and the big star on the front.
Remember Ray, the Cowboy fan Ray? He had the big cowboy hat. He was like yeah. He was like the biggest Cowboy fan. Ray. I gotta see if I can find a picture. He was well known as the Cowboy fan.
Shody. Diamondbacks and the Mets.
Crazy Ray. He's got a Wikipedia page. Crazy Ray has a Wikipedia page, man. Oh, he died. Crazy Ray. He was the best. Jay's auditioning. Crazy Jay. Love Crazy Ray. All right. Where are we at? So we went through this Blue Jays Rangers. That was something. Ain't you something? Guys, where are we at? You know?
Diamondbacks, Mets.
Oh, God. Jay, that's you. Is that me?
You.
Oh, God. I'm taking the Diamondbacks. I can't take the Mets. It's against everything I believe in. The Diamondbacks, Los Serpientes, playing solid baseball here down the stretch. Didn't get the win yesterday at Wrigley, but they had won the 3 games prior. They went 3-1 in those games at Wrigley. As I said on the show, they always play well there. Zach Davies against Jose Quintana. We're getting plus money on the team with 10 more wins and 8 less losses. We're getting plus money. Los Serpientes está muy bien. Chris?
Muy bien. Make me muy dinero over that weekend.
Mucho dinero on Los Serpientes.
I'm just thinking about tacos at this point. I'm going to take the Diamondbacks here as well. I'm not a big Zach Davies fan, but I don't think this is a game where either starter factors into the decision. And believe it or not, the Diamondbacks bullpen has actually been the better one as of late. So give me Los Serpientes here. Give me the Diamondbacks.
I forget who said that to me. They said, "Who's Los Serpientes?" I forget what this. This might have been on the show, right?
I think it was a comment.
Yeah, I'm taking the Diamondbacks, Los Serpientes as well. Davies has been okay recently. He hasn't been as bad as earlier in the season. They have won 3 of his last 4 of his starts. You know, a couple of them, the offense definitely had to back him up, like that Braves win, which he gave up 9 earned, but they still won the game 16-13. Jose Quintana on the other side, he's lost 4 or 3 of his last 5. He's pitched okay in certain spots, but like you said, getting plus money on the team with the better record that has played the better baseball and I think has the better pitcher. Sign me up on the Diamondbacks in this.
I just think that if we have a team that's kind of our team on the show, it's definitely either the Marlins or Los Serpientes. You know, it's definitely one of those 2 teams.
It's probably Los Serpientes because Chris be hating on the Marlins.
Yeah, he hates knock knock. He hates knock knock.
I do not hate knock knock. I love.
You want to talk about you think I disrespect Colorado? What about disrespect for knock knock?
Yeah, what about Chris's disrespect for knock knock? Yeah.
It's man. Chris, what's your overall record in baseball this year, minus the knock games? It's like
in knock game. No, I know we exaggerate, say 3-28. I honestly think I'm games where I've gone against knock of 2-5 or something like that. If that. Games right back, knock have been pretty good.
We're gonna be talking about him here in a few minutes, so I'm interested to see where Mitch gonna go in that one.
You mentioned like, do I have teams that I hate? Yeah, but I think there's pitchers that I hate in baseball. Like I just key in on certain pitchers, like Andrew Heaney. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, I
the
got
guy's
you.
got the guy's got a stiff neck from watching the ball go over the fence as many times as he has in his career.
Whoa!
Sorry, I shouldn't say stiff neck. He's got whiplash.
Wow! Gloves are off.
No, I'm just talking about Andrew Heaney. I'm not talking about the Rangers. Jay knows what I'm talking about. You've only had to deal with Andrew Heaney for like a
Let me
season.
see.
So
Is he on the mound for this series? Let me see. I hope he is.
I feel like he will be.
Nah, he's not.
Oh.
It's Scherzer and then Montgomery.
2 out of 3. Not bad. Good Montgomery.
Oh, whatever.
Well, it depends on who's up against him on the other side.
I think that one is Yusei.
Oh, yeah. They'll get Montgomery with that one.
Yes, Yusei versus Montgomery, and then tomorrow is Scherzer versus Ryu.
Yeah, that one I don't have a great feeling about.
Yeah. So today might be the series decider. You might be right. Y'all might get that one for real with Kikuchi. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Today might be a series decider.
Jay and I were going at each other like 10 minutes ago, and now we're like, no, you can have this one. No, you can. That's okay. I insist. You take this one.
Funny, man. What we got up next? We got the
the Red Sox and Yankees.
This one's Chris.
Me?
Yeah.
Oy. God, this is like our gag game. Got Clark Schmidt, who we all know what he does, but I think he's actually the better option here. Cutter Crawford's really struggled at Fenway this year. And again, it just feels like the Yankees are just too stubborn and too proud to just say that, hey, we're mailing it in on the season. Sucks what happened to Jason Dominguez. But I still think the Yankees come out and can get it done here. It does. It's a shame. You have a prospect like that comes out. What? Wait. What was the laugh for?
For taking the Yankees, who have been smashed this year by the Red Sox.
Well, I'm not betting this game, so it doesn't matter to me. But I'll lean towards the Yankees here at plus money, just because I don't want to take Cutter Crawford at home.
Yeah, the Red Sox have beaten the living out of this Yankees team all year. 8-1 is the season series. It's one thing that they do, man. They beat up on the Yankees. I don't think nothing changes. Clark Schmidt, I will give you some credit. And I agree. Clark Schmidt has been the second best option behind Cole in this rotation. But I don't think that it translates into a win today. I think Crawford looks fairly well. And I think the Yankees offense, who has been struggling again recently, probably struggles again today. And then the Red Sox do enough to get the win. So give me the Red Sox at home.
You know, this is one of those real rivalries. In pro sports, you don't have as many real rivalries as you have in college, but this is one that really is. And I think for these two teams that they're not going to the postseason, this is where it's all going to be settled in these games. The Yankees come in playing a little bit better baseball, but they didn't just play the Orioles either, so a little bit different schedule. I don't care, man. I think Aaron Boone sucks, and I think any chance to get reasonable odds betting against him as he makes his death march, I think is pretty good. I think the fact that they let Boone get all the way through the season, if the Yankees win this game and get to 500, then all of a sudden they've got that dirty word,
Hope.
Oh no.
Hope for the future. It's like, that's bad. Hope is bad.
I hate hope. I don't know why he hates it.
Right. Well, because say you have a really bad manager like Aaron Boone, like a really bad manager, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what? They finished the season strong. Maybe he is our guy. It's like,
Oh no.
Now you're stuck with another year of Boone. I mean, nothing good about that. Nothing good comes from that, except for more material for us. That's about it. It's like, believe me, I like the material for as much as the next guy. You know.
Fair enough. Next game.
The next game is the Royals and the White Sox. Ooh, these are teams that are both mathematically eliminated from the postseason. There's only 4 teams eliminated: the A's, the Royals, the White Sox, and the Rockies.
Good pitching matchup in this game, though.
Singer and Cease, right?
Yep.
Is it you?
Is it me? I think it is me. I'm taking the.
Is it still Singer and Cease? Because I've seen the odds wiped off the board.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
I don't see the odds currently either, but I still see Singer and Cease. So, do you remember what the odds were before the game? Before when you did see them?
I don't think I saw them to begin with. To be honest with you,
let me see if I can see. I want to take the Royals, but I want to know what the price is. Let's see. Anyways, I'm gonna take the Royals here behind Singer. I rarely take the Royals or look in the direction of the Royals, but when I do, it's usually because Singer's on the mound. This guy's 8-10 starting for the Royals. His record, man, that's fairly damn good. He usually just gives them their best chance to win baseball games. I haven't really just seen too many spots where I'm like, damn, Singer really got lit up today. I can't believe I was on him. I have said that plenty of times about Cease, where it's like, come on, Cease, you're better than this. But I could see the Royals winning this one on the road, and I think they're gonna. I think they're at plus money, so I'm taking Singer in this one. I'm gonna look for the price in a second.
I'm seeing nothing in the book that I have has the pitching matchup wiped out.
Maybe the game's canceled. Possible? I don't think so. Normally they say it's canceled.
Yeah.
Did you go to MLB.com?
Yeah, I was using ESPN because that was the only one that I had. Only one I had anything on. Let me see what MLB's got.
Scores.
Yeah, MLB is still showing TBD and TBD.
Wow. So I'm gonna guess this one's TBD. Not really sure. I'm gonna take the White Sox in this one. The Royals did accomplish something over the past week, and that is they passed the A's for the worst overall record in the majors. They also achieved that 100 loss mark. You know, that if you're a bad team, the number that you're really shooting for. And they've already done it, and they've got 20 games left. So this could be a 110 loss Royals team. They are that bad. They're 144, so they have 18 games left. They could be 110 game losers. If they go 8-10, which is better than the way that they've run this season, they would still lose 110 games. They stink, man. On the road, Singer's been my guy, but not on the road he hasn't. Taking the White Sox because I'm a homer and I was going to take them anyway.
It looks like they're preparing for like a huge rain delay for today, so they might just push it.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm reading.
So it could be across the whole Midwest. So you have to watch out.
Yeah. But yeah, if this one goes, I'll still lean towards the Royals here. Again, this is all contingent. Oh, sorry, I'm just saying this is all contingent. I was not expecting that.
Just take me on that journey to Moolah Island. That's all I wanted to go. Or Planet Moolah. That I saw like a slot machine. The journey to Planet Moolah. I'm like, I'm gonna use that on the show.
Oh, that's great.
Chris, take us on a journey to Planet Moolah.
If you look out on your left, you'll see the Los Angeles Angels. Why is it on fire? It's just the way they are. Yeah, I want to Ruffolo this one, but I'll lean towards the Royals.
You might get a chance to. I mean, this game might get canceled.
Yeah.
What is it, like those hurricanes and stuff?
I don't know. It just said that there's like really bad. Like the radar is showing like a ton of rain.
Go to our next game.
Knock, knock.
Yep. Who's there?
Jesus.
Jesus too.
Jesus Luzardo's going to kick the
Crap
out of
the Brewers. I'm on the Marlins in this one. I'm taking Jesus Luzardo. I like Woodruff, but last time out, not so great. Jesus is just finding his groove, settling into his game. He's got that one game over 500 record, which just lulls people like Ruffolo to sleep. He just misses all the value every time we get him. I mean, he beat Kershaw last time, so, I mean, Chris was on the Dodgers in that one, too. I got to take the Dodgers. He doesn't like taking knock-knock because knock-knock's always going against the other team's number one. So, actually, Woodruff had the shutout last time out, 7 shutout innings. But that was against the Pirates. I think Jesus, the thing is, if he goes 7 shutout innings, I think Jesus can go with him, you know? I mean, he's showing the ability to do that because he's knock-knock. You know, he knows. I mean, look at it, how many times he's done it. He hasn't given up a home run since in a month.
I was waiting for the Eisenhower administration.
No, he hasn't given up a home run in a month. Of course, he gave up 3 against the Astros in that game, but, you know, that was 6 runs, 3 homers, 12-5 loss. That's how you do it. He pitched in that game against the Rays. He went 6, allowed just 1 hit and 2 walks. In that Dodgers game against Kershaw last time out, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk. He's going to kick the crap out of the Brewers. Chris, what do you think? I got you down for Brewers already, so it really
no, you might as well change it because I'm going to take the Marlins and I'm going to take the under in this one.
He's jinxing us. He's jinxing us.
I'm not the
team. You see him? He's trying to jinx us.
This game doesn't come through. I'm going to catch so much heat for this one. I think this is a pitcher's duel. I just think that the odds have gone too far Milwaukee's way. I thought this game should have been closer to like a minus 125 if it was for the Brewers, but yeah, getting plus 130 with the Marlins with Luzardo on the mound, I got to take it, and I got to take the under here. I think this is the first of 3 wins kind of game.
Smart man. Welcome to the dark side. Welcome to the team. Of course, I'm on the Monday Marlins at the crib. Or not at the crib. They're on the road. But Jesus, man, I would love what I've seen from my guy recently. So I had him against those Astros. I got mad at him against those Astros. I faded him against the Padres, and he came out and looked like the Jesus I know and love. And I vowed that day that I said, man, I just can't do that to myself no more. And he's been money since then. He really has. And I think, like Mitch said, he can go with Woodruff, who's been nice in his own right. I think this is a nice under game. But the Marlins, when you go back and look at it, their offense has been okay here recently. And I think that they can compete. I think that Woodruff might give up a few, and I think that the value is on the Marlins at plus money. So sign me up on knock day.
Chris, check out the tape on this one when it comes by. Yep.
You can't do that to me.
That's how it goes.
You can't do that to me. You do realize the amount of comments we're going to get now after the fact.
Oh,
wait a minute. This guy picked who's there?
Jesus.
Not so hard to give yourself a headache.
Browns Nation. Hey, the Browns are the team that won their first game and lost lost every game the rest of the season. So I wouldn't get too excited. Deshaun Watson looked a lot better and the defense looked good. But See what happens. The Ravens look good too. A lot of teams look good. Half the teams look good. The other half the teams didn't. The Falcons look good. Eagles look good. I mean, half the teams are super excited.
Niners look good.
Yeah, half the teams are super excited. Half the teams wondering if this is what it's going to be.
Look amazing.
I mean, who's worse, the Steelers or the Giants?
The Giants. Nah, but the Steelers, that was disgusting.
Yeah,
that was my
terrible.
Patriots and the Steelers were my two yesterday.
I lost on the Commanders. One of mine. Lost on the Bears were my other one. The thing that got me yesterday too was like I do all these shows. Like I do the Sauce. We do our show. We do this show every day. We do so many NFL shows and stuff. That's like I had two picks that I had in my original picks for the week that I didn't put in, and they both won. That's I got basically talked off. One was the Eagles. I freaking love the Eagles in that game against the Patriots. I got talked off of it.
Mine, I did that too with the Browns. I love the Browns. Like I knew to fade the Bengals this week. I just knew it, and I'll talk myself off that one. Week 1, plenty of room to bounce back.
It happens. We got the Astros against the A's. The A's are now the second worst team in baseball behind the Royals. They both are tied in the win column. It's the loss column where the A's have that lead. Only 99 losses on the year. I think they get to that 100, and I think they get there. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they pushed themselves today, really put in that effort and get to that 100th loss today. I'm gonna go with the Astros on the run line here. The Astros and Framber Valdez haven't been playing great, but I think they're good enough here. I think at some point the rubber's got to meet the road and it's got to beat up on the teams that you can beat up on. I think that's what we see here from the Astros. So Mason Miller, he hasn't been terrible for the A's. He's actually been one of the nicer options they've had, sort of a nice piece for the future. But I think this one's all Astros here. So take the Astros here on the run line. Might have to lay -2.5 to get decent odds.
Jake.
The Astros are 9-1 versus the A's this year. 7 of the 3 they've run lined, or 7 of the 10 they've run lined. I think they run lined them here today with Framber. Framber he can get lit up in certain spots, and in certain spots he can have the shutout like we've also seen from him this year. I don't think it's either, but I think he's somewhere in the middle. He might give up a run, 3 hits in a run maybe. And I think the Astros win this one somewhere like 5-1, something like that. So maybe 2.5, but I'll just take the run line here with the Astros.
I'll go Astros -3.5. And I don't actually love this one all that much, but it's the only way to play it. Either that or go to the total. I skipped this one. Twins and Rays, Sonny Gray and Tyler Glasnow. The season ended today, I believe. They'd both be in. They would not be playing against each other. The Twins would be playing. If the season ended today, the Twins would be playing the Rangers or the Mariners, and the Rays would be playing against the Blue Jays. Right? Isn't that right, Chris?
I think so. Yeah. I believe it would be.
The team with the worst record of the division winner plays the worst wild card team, and then the other two teams play.
No, they played the highest wild card team.
No, they play the worst.
Worst division record plays the highest wild card. I'm pretty sure.
No.
Or no.
Worst division
sorry,
record.
You're right. I had that backwards.
Plays the number 3 wild card, and then
you're right. Sorry, I missed
one plays 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sonny Gray and Tyler Glasnow.
I'm gonna take the Rays here.
I hate both these
guys. I know. I'm gonna take the Rays here, though. I just think Tyler Glasnow is the better option. Sonny Gray's been decent for the Twins, but the problem is the Twins just never seem to win with Sonny Gray on the mound. Something always comes up where the bullpen lets him down late, or Sonny Gray shoots himself in the foot, and gives team enough of a cushion that the Twins can't come back from it. So I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Rays here. I think they're still pushing for that AL East crown. The Twins, all they're trying to do in this series is create some distance between themselves and the Guardians to officially lock up the AL Central. So give me the Rays in the money line here.
Where am I supposed to go in this one? I got nowhere to go.
75 and 68, 7 games over 500 for the
Yeah,
teams.
man, they're due. But it's the Rays on the road, and I don't really love that neither. So they've been better out there, and they have kicked the crap out of the Twins. It's 3-0 Rays this year. And the Rays have won 4 of their last 5, just beat up on the Mariners. I lean Rays, but y'all know. But when I look at this game, I think Glasnow is the better starting option other than Gray. He's had, I would say, 2 of his last 3 starting options have been really solid against the Red Sox and the Yankees. The one against the Guardians was okay. They lost that one, though. But I think he can have a solid outing. And I think that Sonny Gray probably gives up a few to this Rays offense, and the Rays probably win this one like 4-3 later on.
I'm going to go with the Rays in this one. I think they win it pretty easily. They're just the better team, and they just continue to just chug right along. Glasnow is one of their best. Sonny Gray is like a 3-run per game guy. So you're going to turn it over to the bullpen, having allowed 3 runs already. I don't think that's good enough against this team. It's like they changed my web browser, changed the coloring of it, so that's why I'm having trouble. We've got the Rockies against the Cubs, Kyle Freeland and Jordan Wicks.
You ever be down early in the day, be kind of upset, then you place your bailout parlay at the end. Well, I had those Giants last night, man, and parlayed up with them Cowboys, and boy, was I just looking upset early 3-0, but Rockies do what they do best, man. They lose on the road yesterday, cashed that parlay, but they're back at home here in this one where when they're at home, you got to kind of look at them and say, yeah, they might get this one done. And I think with Freeland on the mound today, who has been pretty terrible, I think they have a puncher's chance. We saw him pitch well in his last one. They got the dub against Arizona on the road. I like the value on the Rockies at home here in this one. I think the Cubs, I just don't trust the Cubs is what I'm trying to say. And I don't want to be laying run line or damn near 2-1 of my money on the Cubs. I think the value's on the Rockies, and the Rockies have a legitimate chance to win at home here today. So I'm going to take them straight up.
I'm taking the Cubs in this one. I just think that they absolutely hammer the Rockies in this one. The Cubs have really been hitting the ball well this season overall, and 10 games over 500. They need these games. They're not going to catch the Brewers. I mean, they'll gain a game on here, but it just seems that they just have had chances to catch the Brewers, but the Brewers seem to win when the Cubs win, lose when the Cubs lose, and even though I'm picking the Cubs to win here and the Brewers to lose, I don't think it matters. I'm taking the Cubs, Chris.
I think I'm gonna have to take the Cubs too. I just don't love Kyle Freeland. That's all it really comes down to. He is a Colorado guy, so he's Colorado native, so he's probably going to pitch better. In the altitude, he at least knows it, but yeah, I don't love this game. I don't love Jordan Wicks as a rookie at Coors, but I think the Cubs are the better team with something to play for here. So give me the Cubs in this one.
All right. I think this has been one of the best baseball seasons there's ever been. I just think the game is just so much better than it's been.
Yep. I've seen a lot more people that may not have tuned into baseball talk about baseball more this year as well.
Yeah, it's like just the fast pace, all the wild cards and division rivalries, just better game. Way better game. Who's playing Thursday night, Chris? Football. Speaking of which.
It's Vikings and is it Vikings and Eagles? I think.
But who's in the other game? The college.
Oh,
College.
college.
Miami Bethune.
But that's not. That's
Yeah,
unlined for now.
Memphis Navy.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then Friday triple header.
yeah. Friday is Army, UTSA, Virginia, Maryland, and Utah State Air Force.
Oh man, you could have 3 games and they all suck still. Like I mean, those games are just terrible.
I didn't like.
You're getting 2 of those videos. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I'll take the 1, man. You could do the 2. Hey, David Racy might be available. David, I got a game for you. Have you seen Virginia and Maryland play this year? It's like,
Philly -7.5 on Thursday. Interesting.
it's a lot of points.
It's a lot.
Mr. Monday Night.
But it's Kirk on prime time.
Yeah, he did. They did nothing against the Bucks yesterday.
Baker.
I love the Bucks yesterday. I had them all the way. Premium, Circa,
I'm gonna be better, Circle, this week.
full mind.
I'm gonna be better.
4-1 Circa for me. One of my better starts. Normally I'm a horrifically slow starter. In our picks that I did with Jay, I think we're 2 and 3. So we're not done and out of it. We have to have some big weeks.
Yep.
We got a lot of wood to chop. Got the Mariners and the Angels. I don't know, a lot of love for this shitty Mariners team these days. They've been terrible. 3-7 in their last 10. The Angels also 3-7 in the last 10. So these teams are about even.
The Mariners had a chance there to really run away with this division after coming back and tying it up. But like you said, they've been struggling. But I can't take the Angels here. I can't do it. I can't.
So the Mariners have 19 games left and they have 79 wins. So if they win every single game from here on out, they're a 98 win team, which means they've lost 64 times this season. The Roniaks act like they're 151 and 11, on the season. They like treat these teams. Anyways, go ahead, Jay.
Nah, you're right though. For real, they're only 15. They only have 15 more wins than they do losses.
Yeah, they're not horrible, but it's like
They're not horrible, but it's baseball.
Yeah, I mean that's baseball. The very best teams. It's only
even
30,
with I think the best starting rotation in baseball. So something to keep your eyes on. But I'm not. I'm taking them run line here. Reed Detmers. I'm not. No, I can't. Manners for me. I'm probably gonna be on them the whole series. I have been fading the Angels the whole second half. That's really what saved my record. Kind of fading the Angels. So I'm not gonna stop, man. Give me the Mariners run line here.
I'm gonna take the over. I trust neither of these teams. I trust Reed Detmers 0. Maybe the Mariners get back home and score some runs. I don't know. I'm going to take the over, though. Chris?
Yeah, I'm just going to stick with the Mariners here. I still just don't trust the Angels as far as I can throw them. Yeah, they had a great series against Cleveland, but this team is still. I've stuck a fork in them a while ago. I still think they're done. I like Logan Gilbert. Pitches a lot better on the road, so that's the one concern for me with Logan Gilbert, but I still think he's the far better option here over Reed Detmers. So give me the Mariners on the run line.
AOS update. Who wins it? Stros?
Yep.
Do the Rangers catch the Mariners for second place? 79 and 78, both at 64 losses.
Stros, gotta be. Then, I don't know. I think there's going to be a playoff in both of these leagues, which is nice for us because those are normally the worst sports day of the year. Is normally that day after one of the worst sports days of the year outside of the Major League Baseball All-Star break is the day after the Major League Baseball season ends. All there is that Monday Night Football game. But unless we have the playoff, which we will have.
Cool.
Who's going to host the playoff? Rangers?
Yep. And I'll be in attendance.
I've been at a couple of those games. It's when they do the playoff, it's always really cool because it's like a big event, but ticket sales are like last second, because they don't know the event's going to happen. So it's always like a last second cavalry charge. Giants and the Guardians. I'm going to take the Giants because I always take the Giants. And if I don't take them, people will be disappointed in me. I don't want to disappoint people. It's not what I do. I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I'm a problem solver. I'm a yes man, and that's what I do. It's like if I haven't, it's like Mitch doesn't like anyone else's opinion in the I read the comments. Mitch doesn't like anyone else to have an opinion. It's like, because I have an opinion, that means I don't allow anybody else to have an opinion. Yeah, I don't even get it. It's like, Mitch doesn't let Jay say anything. It's like, I gave him his own block of shows all afternoon, added him to the weekday morning show. It's like, I'm not really sure what else I can do here. It's like, gave him the jam session, NFL jam session, NBA jam session. It's like, I don't know, man. I think I have given him a chance to say something. I don't know. It's odd. Because I always say, it's like, it's okay to say you don't like me. Not everyone's gonna like everyone, but don't make shit up. Fan of the show. I'm glad you added the piece about getting to know you and all the sports personality while giving picks. I think a lot of people will forget that the banter comes from fans. Yep. And I think that's the truth. It's like, that's the difference between us and the other guys. It's like, you kind of know who we are and what we're all about and all that kind of stuff. It's not, we don't just sit here and say, take 3% of your bankroll. We got Eric and Mike Zafir adding a show for that. It's like, Eric, come on, I'm out of recording. Can't do anymore. I got to record it so I can edit it. It's like, let's do it live. I'm like, I don't think so. We have other shows. Parlay killer for me. The Mariners are parlay killer. Busted up my parlay. Bama busted up my parlay in Vegas. Busted up my parlay. Miami, Washington State, Bama.
Utah tried to bust mine. Oof. Tried.
Busted up my parlay. Giants for me. Chris, who are you taking?
I'm taking the under here. I think this is a pitcher's duel all the way. Two offenses I don't trust against right-handed pitching. Cobb pitches better baseball at home. Gavin Williams, I think he's got like an ERA just over 2 on the road. They just, I think he was still winless just because he doesn't get any run support. So total set at 7.5 or 8. I think it's first to 3 wins. Love the under here.
Aren't you supposed to just be doing hockey here? Like,
you didn't change the locks. That's on you.
It's like,
I'm taking the Giants too in this one. I'm probably gonna parlay them up again like I did last night. Late night action, just cause I can. The Giants here. The Guardians just lost back to back to the Angels. They're finito. They had plenty of opportunities to fight back and get back in it. Not this year, and I think the Giants get this one done. So give me the Giants at home. And if they fall down early in this game, like they love to do, bet them to come back because that's what they love to do, come back in games. Last but not least,
Dodgers and Padres. Chris, Gavin Stone on the mound.
Yeah, I liked the Dodgers a lot when it was Kershaw here. But even I know it's minus 170 is a little bit steep, but I'll still take the Dodgers here behind Gavin Stone. I think Gavin Stone's going to be a nice piece for the future for the Dodgers. Just another solid prospect they brought up. Pedro Avila's pitched well for the Padres, but again, it's the Padres behind him. The Padres are so wildly inconsistent, and I don't trust him here. I know the Dodgers 4-6 in their last 10, but I think they're the better team here. So give me the Dodgers in this one.
You ever see like a British fighters, and they announced the weight in stone, weighing 16.1 stone,
weighing 12.2 stone.
It's like, what does that even mean, man? It's like,
I think stone is 14 pounds.
Is it? So you gotta get out the abacus. It's like, don't they know who they're talking to here? It's like,
yeah, I'm taking the Dodgers straight up here on the money line. Just money line it. These boys just always beat up on. Actually, the run line's fairly safe too. They just always beat up on the Padres. This is what they do every year, including this year. It's 8-2 Dodgers. And every win that they've had, except for one in those 8, have been on that run line. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Give me the Dodgers run line at the crib.
Dodgers for me as well. I just don't see anywhere else to go in this thing.
And brings us to our favorite part of the show. Parlay time.
And don't forget to smash that like button. Helps out a ton.
Smash that like button. My niece loves to do that, man. When she comes to visit, she always gets in front of my green screen and just goes, "Smash that like button." This is Mitch from Pig Dogs. Smash that like. Her and her friend. They love doing it. Smash that like button. All right, parlay time.
All right, I'll go with the Diamondbacks, the Marlins, and the Rays.
He put the Marlins in his parlay? Oh, man. Jinx of them all. Let's go with the Rays, the Dodgers run line, and we'll go with the Red Sox.
I'm going to go Bills first half, Dalton Knox anytime touchdown, and I'll go with Red Sox. Almost an hour, 40 minutes. We only covered 14 games with Ruffolo. Well, we covered 115 because we Ruffoloed one of the second game of the doubleheader. Wow, yeah, that's what happens. It's the new football discussion that really pushes the show back. You get 25, 30 minutes. So if you don't want to hear the banter, the football discussion, just tune in at about the 35-minute mark. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate everyone. And, it's just that time of year. I mean, I think that was just show. Don't some of the other channels do 2-hour shows and stuff? Or it just feels like it. It just feels like it.
Feels like it.
Feels like 3. You're always trash talking everybody because I can.
I choose to.
It was funny. I heard that one of our competitors, like one of the partners, wants to sell. I'm like, what if I bought their shares? I was telling that to Al yesterday. Like, what if I bought his shares? What do you think would happen? All right, make it a winning day. Appreciate each and every one of you. I'm gonna try and act more professional tomorrow. It's just baseball tomorrow, so we'll turn it into a 25-minute football discussion.